Serious guys of Reddit, why did you reject the pretty girl? Because she would only create more problems than I already had. 'Cause her soul was a garbage can. Because the first words out of her mouth were, "I smell coke on you." I was, in fact, not carrying coke at the time. I accidentally turned down a girl I had a massive crush on in middle school. I'd convinced myself she was the one I was going to end up with, marry, etc. Turns out she actually liked me too, and her brother would literally walk past me at school and yell, "My sister likes you," but I just assumed he was trolling me or something. Well, one day we were on the train home after school and her friends suddenly and mysteriously disappeared to another carriage, leaving her and I alone together. She asked, "Hey, I was wondering, do you have a crush on me?" as she leaned in hopefully for my answer. How did I react to this situation? I started rummaging through my school backpack pretending I was looking for something, and changed the subject to some dumb thing that my brother did on the weekend. She leaned back in her seat and looked visibly disappointed. Now why did I do this, you ask? Because I'd heard the statistics of how unlikely relationships were to last if they started at that age, so I told myself we weren't ready yet. I was going to wait 5 more years until we'd left school before I made my move, because then it would last, I told myself. Of course, I waited so long that she eventually lost interest and we drifted away. Yeah, teenage me had some strange ideas about love and relationships. Being pretty can only get you so far. Personality keeps it going. 'Cause I was into the slightly less pretty girl who I was also friends with and who actually seemed to care about me other than for physical reasons. My friend commented on her when we walked through the door. He fixated on her immediately. Dude just would not stop staring at her. About an hour later she walked up and asked me to dance with her while his back was turned. I was stunned, but I'm also a good friend. So I told her it would really make my friend's night if she danced with him instead. They both danced while I silently kicked myself. This girl was prettier than anyone who's ever talked to me, and even though it was over 15 years ago I still think about it today. 'Cause I figured my husband would probably disapprove. In college I didn't make a move on a former homecoming queen who now is a Broadway actress, despite her putting overt moves on me first. I'd like to say it's because I had my eyes set on the quirky artistic girl instead. It's true, I did choose to date that quirky art girl right afterward, but that wasn't it. I'd like to say it was because I found out the only reason she put the moves on me at all was because I'm a dead ringer for her ex-boyfriend. That was true also, but wasn't the reason. The reason I didn't reciprocate her moves was because I was chicken shit terrified and she was and still is so far out of my league I'd need an Amtrak ticket to get within a point. Sometimes it do be like that. I'd like the record to show that she is a delightful person and the whole, "I look like her ex" thing, while kinda weird, was not really an indication of anything beyond her having a type 1 suspect. Now she's with a totally cut actor dude. I am not a totally cut actor dude. I have a belly and tattoos and a mustache. Didn't believe in the Holocaust, skeptical smiley face, she was mad cute too. Sigh. I had a huge crush on this girl in high school. Tried hanging out with her for close to a year, always hoping she would see me as something more than just a friend. When that didn't really work out, I decided to just go for it and I asked her to prom. She didn't say yes right away, but she did say yes. I quickly figured out that she was going to prom because she was excited to go to prom, not because she wanted to go with me. I lost interest after that and started dating another girl. Interestingly enough, it was a girl that I danced with at that prom who told me while we were dancing that she really liked me. Your job is not that hard, all you do is carry food. I apologized to the waitress, paid, left her there. When I was in high school one of the hottest girls jumped into my arms, kissed me, and asked me to be her boyfriend. I thought it was a joke and said no. I rejected her because I was an oblivious idiot. To all the teens that may be reading this, shoot your shot. If a girl or boy you like is paying attention to you and you catch a vibe, stop thinking and go for it. Another pretty girl beat her to it by several years. The first pretty girl became my wife. I've dated a few gorgeous women in the past. Some lacked personality, the rest verged on psychosis. Literally picking fights if I talked to another female types. After a few of those I quit dating. Done. No hookups, no blind dates, nothing. Then I met my wife. I was instantly, overwhelmingly attracted to her and I was terrified of how I felt about her. I spent the first year waiting for the other shoe to drop. Long story short, been together 10 years, married for 8.5. She's my better half, my best friend, and just the right amount of crazy to compliment me. She's perfect. I've rejected many. Tinder is a maelstrom of crazy crap, for sure. It blows my mind at how many people seem to outright expect me to have low self-esteem. If I get the sense that they feel they are doing me a favor by simply being there, there isn't going to be a second date. If you're rude to wait staff, there isn't going to be a second date. If you have the personality of a wet turkey sandwich, there isn't going to be a second date. If you're always on your phone, there isn't going to be a second date. If you play hard to get, as soon as I pick up on it, I'm gone. The thing that bothers me most is that all these games are so remarkably common, and it has me really discouraged that I'm ever going to find someone up to my standards, which aren't steep in my opinion. Whenever I tell them it isn't working out, I more often than not get something along the lines of, "You're not cute enough to be this stuck up." I'm a guy, so yeah, I get it, rejection sucks, and I'll let them get a jab in to deal with it. But, honey, I'm 30. I'm not looking for a hookup, being pretty isn't enough anymore. I'm looking for someone to share a few more adventures with before I'm old. I want someone to put effort into it and actually take interest in my passions and goals. I want a partner, not someone that thinks they are a trophy. Dating is a nightmare. Let me tell you about the girl I dated before I met my wife. We dated for 2 years. She was smoking hot and we had some similar interests, so it kind of clicked. She loved me. She wanted to be with me all the time. She wanted to keep other people away from me. I slowly drifted away from my circle of friends as she preferred to stay in rather than go out. For reasons I will never understand, she was constantly worried that my friends' girlfriends were interested in me. They were not. She thought my male friends were shallow. So over time my wide circle of friends became of only her. She did not like my family at all. She thought they were always judging her and somehow scheming various things secretly behind her back. They were not. In the end I chose my friends and family over her, because they are part of who I am, and if she could not accept them, how could she love the person I really am? She was tapped. Despite being gorgeous, she was ducking psycho. A nice psycho where she would do anything for me, but psycho nonetheless. Her personality was rotten. My friends thought I was crazy that I didn't at least tap it once, since I could have easily, but I was raised better than that. She gets taken advantage of enough from the rest of the world. I didn't want to give it any hope. Shame how someone's childhood can destroy a person even if they're gorgeous. Being pretty is not everything. Not being toxic bitch is more important. Not sure. The woman I married is my pretty girl. Maybe not everyone would agree, maybe some would. Either way, she's a fighty tomboy with big ol' brown eyes. That makes me laugh, and hell if that isn't the best damn thing ever. She misunderstood. I like to read, as I'm wealthy, and tried asking for expensive things. I'm a man, not a wallet. Because I was too afraid to say yes when she asked me to dance. Just a pretty girl in a bar saw me standing against the wall by myself, and invited me into the floor with her hips. Too nervous about looking like a fool dancing to accept. Stupid. But in the interim, I met my now wife, way hotter emo, and we just had a baby, so things worked out. First date, she spent the entire time gossiping about a bunch of people, including a good friend of mine. In the course of one date, she went from the hottest girl in my mind to a slightly repulsive girl. I'm not sure if that counts as rejecting, but I avoided like the plague after that. She certainly seemed to me, but I wasn't interested. I'm a lesbian and I've rejected the pretty girl because she was straight but curious and I'm sick of that shit. She was batshit crazy. I was shy. She had a bimbo fetish and that was an instant turn off. Asterisk polyamory drama. Asterisk she smoked and I'm allergic. Asterisk too far outside my age range or didn't have anything in common. Asterisk my current partner is way better than any of them and I don't feel the need for anyone extra.